Once there was a girl who had something different from the others. She was not open-minded. She was called bossy and stubborn almost every day and came home crying many times. She almost took the decision of changing schools. I am that girl, and I'm here to talk about my journey. I can tell you that I have a hard time listening to others' ideas or to let them take the leadership. I've always thought that I am the best leader there ever was, and no one could be like I am. But I didn't think about it earlier, so I ended up learning my lesson in the hard way. One day, people got so tired of me, they started avoiding me, and it was my whole grade. And there were three classes, I tell you. I sat alone in the back table because no one wanted to sit with me. When I had a group project, my group members would tease me, and of course, I would go right up to their faces and say what I thought. Yeah, that wasn't such a good idea sometimes. Though it got to the point where the only friends I had were books. One day, while I was reading my book, sadly in the corner in the library, Mr. Lee came and he asked me what was wrong. I started to shed tears and told him everything. He came to the conclusion that I had to be more open-minded and more cooperative. That's when I started learning my life lessons. There are about more than 100, and Mr. Lee made me memorize them all. Yeah, it took some time. And there are still new ones coming today. But these are 3 of the ones I use the most. Number 1, when you're stressed out, count from 1 to 10 and then move on with your life. Number 2, when someone's talking, zip your mouth and listen. And my favorite, listen when someone's talking so you can connect their ideas with yours and make it something extraordinary. There was a unit when me or my group had to create a product to sell to the whole school or elementary. And then what happened was my group was the best one, but then when we got to the advertising parts, that's when things started to go wrong. I got really angry because people were just turning the lights on and off, on and off, on and off. And then, some 3 to 4 days later, I finally remembered Mr. Lee's life lessons. I used the life lesson who said to listen when other people are talking so you can make new ideas. In the end, my group was the second group who sold the most. Another thing I learned were conflict resolutions. Out of all the 12 ones I learned, these are the 4 I used the most. Number 1, taking turns. Sharing different positions so everyone gets a chance. In that same unit I told you about, 2 of my friends wanted to poke the product, which was one of our products, but they were getting in arguments, so we decided to do an industrial line, and everyone got a chance to do everything. Another one is asking for a mediator to come and help. When my group had many conflicts, I used to call Mr. Lee to come and help us. Number 3 is chance. Another example of chance is rock, scissors, paper, or drawing sticks. It works out well with small decisions like what font we're going to choose or who's going to write, but when making a big decision, sometimes it means that the best idea will not be chosen. And the last one, but never least, explaining your ideas. But this is a different one. It's explaining your ideas without hurting other people's feelings. I actually use it a lot when I'm in groups, but it's hard when there are a lot of different ideas or when a lot of people are against you. There have been a lot of ups and downs through this time, but it got better. When I'm in groups, I try my best to be open-minded and to listen when everyone talks. But sometimes, I just throw everything I learned away and become a whole different person. You may not think it's hard, but it actually is. Open-mindedness is actually a really important skill in education. It is a way to celebrate diversity and thank the skies that we are different. When students are working in groups and they're being open-minded, they can understand more about each other and their cultures. They can also understand more about their differences in themselves and in their countries. If a student finds an issue in another student's country, maybe they'll find a solution to it. Another benefit in having the open-mindedness skill is when a question is asked, different perspectives will help find good and detailed answers because we all think differently, and that's how we can create better answers for everything. Open-mindedness is also really important for teachers. Teachers have to accept each one of their students as who they are. Teachers have to respect a student's beliefs and support them about it. Collaboration is both important for teachers and students. Students have to be collaborative when in a group or when playing sports, so the group will try their best and everyone will get a chance. Teachers also have to be collaborative when in meetings. Sometimes they'll get really mad with each other, but they have to try to be collaborative so no one's feelings will get hurt and everyone will get a chance to speak. Beliefs is also another very important topic in being open-minded. Different people from different places may have different perspectives, and we always have to respect them. I'll give you an example. I have a Hindu friend who does not eat meat. She believes that animals are not for eating. When I have lunch with her, I respect she cannot eat meat, and I don't offer it to her. She also respects my beliefs because she knows I eat meat, and she does not tell me it is wrong or that it's bad. Now, there was someone. Between this whole journey, there was always there. Someone who I could come up to and throw all my problems, and he would always try his best to help me solve them. Someone who would always tell me things to help build up my self-esteem, not only in math, but in other things too. That person has made such a big impact in my life that if I had not met him, or if he had not come up to me and asked me what was wrong, I would certainly not be the same person today, and I would definitely not be here. This someone is Mr. Lee, my inspiration. In the future, I want to be more open-minded, to be a better listener, and to let others take the leadership more often. But it is something that I know, and it is something that I'll never forget, is that there will always be that day where I throw everything I learned away. However, I will still even learn from those days, because my open-minded journey will never end. Thank you.